The movie begins with a written explanation of the Eternals' origin. Before the 6 Infinity Stones and the dawn of creation, there were the Celestials. Arishem, the Prime Celestial, created the first sun and brought light into the universe. Life began to thrive until the Deviants emerged from deep space to prey on intelligent life. To restore the natural order, Arishem sent the Eternals, immortal heroes from the planet Olympia, to eliminate the Deviants. In 5000 BC, the Eternals arrive on Earth, battling Deviants for the first time. The 10 Eternals include Icarus, who can fly and shoot laser beams from his eyes, Makari, who possesses superhuman speed and is the only deaf Eternal, Kingo, who projects cosmic energy from his hands and fingertips, Gilgamesh, who can summon a cosmic energy-enhanced shield to amplify his strength and durability, Athena, the goddess of war, who can conjure any handheld weapon, Sprite, an eternally adolescent girl who creates illusions, Phastos, a genius inventor capable of creating any device or weapon, Druig, who can control minds, Ajak, the leader, who uses cosmic energy to heal and is the only Eternal able to communicate with the Celestials, and Circe, who can transmute matter into other forms. 7,000 years pass. Circe now leads an ordinary life, though she hasn't aged a day. She resides in London, working as a schoolteacher. One day during a lesson, an earthquake shakes the world. Circe hides the children under desks and magically dissolves a falling sculpture, saving a girl. That evening, she attends her boyfriend Dan's birthday party. Dan hopes she will agree to move in with him, but Circe declines. Later, Dan walks Circe and Sprite, who lives with Circe, pretending to be her younger sister. As they approach the river, a deviant suddenly emerges. Circe tries to freeze the creature by controlling inanimate matter, and the group attempts to flee. Sprite, a master of illusions, creates duplicates of herself and Circe to confuse the monster. However, the deviant sees through the trick and attacks. Just in time, Icarus arrives and confronts the creature. This deviant, unlike others, has regenerative abilities, but Icarus manages to drive it into the river. Afterward, Circe confesses everything to Dan. The Eternals regroup at her home, discovering that earthquakes have recently occurred across the planet. They suspect the tremors have awakened the deviants, but Circe senses the problem is far more profound. Determined, the group resolves to find the remaining Eternals and resume their battle against the monsters. Memories of their time together, protecting Babylon from the Deviants centuries ago, fuel their resolve as they prepare for the fight ahead. The Supreme Eternal Ajak regularly communicated with the Celestial Arishem. Ajak admits that she has grown fond of humans and considers them special. Arishem asks her to suppress her feelings and continue the mission. Meanwhile, Phastos invents a steam engine for humans. But Ajak says the time for such technological wonders hasn't come yet, and a disappointed Phastos has to replace the engine with a plow. In the evening, after a glorious battle, the Eternals spend time with humans. Ajak finds out that Icarus is in love with Circe. He's afraid his feelings might hinder the mission, but Ajak has a different opinion. Filled with inspiration, Icarus finds his beloved, who is at that moment helping humans with their daily lives. Icarus admires her and falls even more in love. Without any hesitation, the girl reciprocates Icarus. In the year 400 AD, the lovers got married. Circe reminisces about all of this while traveling with friends in real time to visit Ajak. But the Supreme Eternal is not at home. They find her lifeless in the backyard. Icarus is sure a deviant committed this crime. While Circe bids farewell to Ajak, a sphere flies out of the Supreme Eternal's chest and transfers into Circe's chest. She accidentally contacts Arishem in the process. The Celestial informs her that the time is almost here. Circe doesn't get a chance to ask anything and has no idea what's happening, but it definitely means that now Circe will become the Supreme Eternal. Icarus hopes that Circe's contact with Arishem was not a figment of his imagination, as Eternals sometimes experience moments of mental confusion. Everyone remembers how it happened 500 years ago. Back then, the Eternals eradicated all the deviants on the planet, but humans' lives didn't become peaceful. They got caught in constant wars. Druig could influence people's minds and make them put down their weapons, but Ajak forbade him to interfere. After that, Athena got visions and attacked her friends. Many of them got injured, but only Gilgamesh managed to stop her. Athena regained consciousness and remembered nothing. Her incurable ailment began because her mind fragmented under the weight of millennia of memories. Ajak suggests erasing Athena's memory since that might save her from madness. But Athena pleads not to do it. Gilgamesh asks not to erase Athena's memory and promises to take care of her. Because of everything that happened, Druig loses his cool. He doesn't believe that Eternals can't interfere in wars and is tired of listening to Ajak. Druig orders humans to lay down their weapons and takes them with him. Ajak realizes that the time for change has come. She wants the Eternals to find their purpose in life. Since then, Kingo has been making movies in Bollywood. Cersei, Sprite, and Ikaris find him on a film set. Kingo is glad to see his friends, but horrified by the return of the Deviants and their vengeance against Ajax. He immediately dismisses the film crew and flies with his friends to search for other Eternals. The company arrives in Australia to meet with Gilgamesh and Thena. They too have fallen under a Deviant's attack. This ordeal once again pushes Thena toward madness, causing her to not recognize her friends and attempt to attack them. However, Sprite creates an illusion that helps Thena remember everything. While their friends sit at the table, Cersei steps outside and examines Thena's drawings. In the throes of her madness, Thena seems to recall a time when she lived on a planet with sentient beings and was once torn apart by earthquakes. Few realize that Thena's memories are genuine. Cersei ponders this revelation deeply and unexpectedly establishes a connection with Arishem. Arishem reveals that the true mission of the Eternals is not to protect humans. Many millennia ago, Arishem planted the embryo of a new celestial named Tiamat in the Earth's core. To facilitate its development, Tiamat required the energy generated by sentient beings. However, the Deviants hindered human progress, preventing them from producing this energy. The Eternals were sent to Earth to address this issue. Now the conditions on the planet are most favorable for the emergence of the new celestial. Indeed, this will inevitably lead to the destruction of Earth, and all humans will vanish. However, the new celestial Tiamat will be able to create numerous new planets. It turns out that the Eternals have already participated in similar processes on other planets numerous times. After each mission, Arishem erased the memories of everyone except Ajax, so Thena's true memories from her past life have been awakened. It's not madness. Cersei also learns that Arishem creates Eternals from artificial materials so that they cannot evolve and rebel against the Celestials. After all, the Deviants were also created by Arishem, but they evolved and became predators. Cersei is horrified by the news that Eternals don't age because they are, in fact, lifeless beings. She returns to her friends and reveals everything to them. Everyone is shocked by these revelations. Cersei continues, opposing the awakening of the celestial Tiamat and the destruction of Earth. Sacrificing lives for the greater good has always turned out to be a mistake. Many of them support her and decide to find Druig to figure out things together. However, Druig is not particularly enthusiastic about their ideas. The mood among the others is also somber. Thena doesn't believe she can fight again. Sprite has been in love with Ikaris all her life, but can't be with him because Arishem created her as an eternal teenager. Ikaris himself is worried that he won't be able to protect Cersei when Arishem finds out that she rebelled against his plan for awakening. Despite everything, Ikaris still loves Cersei and begins to explain why he left her, but then they are suddenly attacked by a deviant. Other monsters appear, and the Eternals engage in battle. While Kingo and Ikaris destroy the Deviants, Cersei protects the people from the village, ensuring their safety. Gilgamesh joins his friends in the fight, and in his absence, Thena's mental state deteriorates further. He has to calm her down before they continue the battle. Ikaris rushes to save the people at the camp from the Deviants, and Gilgamesh takes on the most powerful of them. One of the monsters almost defeats Ikaris, but Cersei manages to distract the Deviant in time and falls into the water with it. There, Cersei unknowingly turns the Deviant into a tree. She doesn't yet realize how this new superpower will help her in the future. During the fight, Gilgamesh gets distracted by Thena, and the scariest Deviant attacks him from behind, draining his energy. As a result, the monster transforms, gains the ability to speak, and becomes human-like. He learns the entire truth about the awakening of the Celestial and the mission of the Eternals. With these threats, the Deviant leaves. Thena tearfully bids farewell to Gilgamesh, and the others also mourn him. Druig is almost willing to help his friends stop the awakening of the Celestial, but he can't do it without the genius inventor, Phastos. They need to find him and convince him to save Earth. However, Phastos became disillusioned with humanity back in 1945 after the tragedy in Hiroshima. He felt guilty for contributing to technological progress at that time. Now, though, Phastos has found a loving family. He adores his little son and doesn't want to embark on heroics again. But Phastos' spouse persuades him that saving the planet is necessary to give their little son a chance at life. Phastos bids farewell to his family and joins the Eternals in the Iraqi desert, where their spaceship is hidden. They are welcomed by Makari, who is ready to act. Phastos plans to create special bracelets for the Eternals to store energy. With the help of another of his inventions, the Unimind, the Eternals will transfer all their energy to Druig, and he will influence the celestial Tiamat, convincing him that it's too early to awaken. This way, they can buy some time and relocate humans to another planet. However, not everyone likes the idea of going against Arishem. Ikaris goes off alone to think and recalls his meeting with Ajax 6 days ago when she was still alive. Both Ajax and Ikaris were the only ones who knew about the imminent awakening of the Celestial. Ikaris confesses to Ajax that he left Cersei because he couldn't tell her the truth about the world's demise. Ajax believes it's time for that conversation. She wants to unite the Eternals to stop the awakening. Ajax is tired of serving Arishem and has grown fond of humans, so she wants to save them. Ikaris tricks Ajax into following him to Alaska, where deviants have awakened due to glacial melting. Ikaris wants to prevent Ajax from betraying Arishem, so he leaves her to be torn apart by the deviants. The most powerful deviant absorbs Ajax's energy, and this marks the beginning of the new deviant uprising. Meanwhile, Ikaris casually returns to London to meet with Cersei. Currently, Cersei is trying to sway the guy to her side, but he thinks that the Celestials know better about how the natural course of events should unfold. On the one hand, Ikaris loves Cersei and wants to support her, but on the other hand, he must complete his mission. Suddenly, Cersei feels that the awakening of the celestial Tiamat has begun. Makkari quickly finds the point of awakening at super speed. Meanwhile, Ikaris decides to go against his friends. He confesses that he has known the truth for a long time and eliminated Ajax for this. Ikaris leaves, and Sprite follows him. Kingo also leaves, not believing in the victory of the remaining Eternals. Cersei feels disheartened, not wanting to be the leader anymore. But Thanos supports her and believes that she is the one who should save the humans. Meanwhile, Phastos comes up with a plan to strengthen the connection between the Eternals. He extracts a sphere for contacting Arishem from Cersei's chest and turns it into super powerful bracelets. The operation begins. While Thanos distracts Ikaris on the ship, the rest arrive at the place of Tiamut's awakening. The Eternals activate the bracelets and merge into a single energy stream. Druig empowers it with his superpower and directs it toward Tiamut, ordering him not to awaken. But Ikaris finds his friends and tries to kill Druig. Then he provokes a crash of the ship, and only by a miracle, Makkari manages to save the others. Afterward, Makkari goes after Ikaris, seeking revenge for Druig. Meanwhile, the others watch the volcano eruption, where Tiamut is about to appear. Cersei realizes that only she can stop the awakening. Meanwhile, her friends promise to take responsibility for Ikaris. At that moment, a huge deviant emerges from the sea, battling against all the Eternals. When the friends defeat him, Phastos manages to temporarily incapacitate Ikaris, so he won't interfere with Cersei. Cersei approaches the volcano when she suddenly hears Ajax's voice. But it was just an illusion, Sprite. The real Sprite sneaks up behind Cersei and stabs her in the back with a knife. She has always envied Cersei because she lives in an adult body, and out of jealousy, Sprite is willing to destroy the whole world. But her plan is disrupted by Druig, and Cersei continues her path. Meanwhile, Thanos manages to defeat the last deviant, helped by her memories of Gilgamesh and her love for him. The awakening of Tiamat is still ongoing, and his enormous body breaks the ocean floor and emerges on the surface. Suddenly, Cersei feels an incredible power in her hands and starts freezing the ground. Ikaris flies to her and looks into her eyes. In that moment, he remembers all the happiness and love they shared. Ikaris is overwhelmed with pain, realizing that he tried to stop the woman he loves from saving humanity. Cersei manages to stop the awakening of Tiamut at the moment when Earth is about to be destroyed. Ikaris cries and apologizes for all the evil he has done. Ikaris cannot forgive himself, so he flies above the Earth and rushes straight into the sun, burning in its rays. Analyzing what happened, Phastos realizes that Cersei used the energy of Tiamut himself to put him to sleep. With a little divine energy remaining, Cersei uses it to transform Sprite into a human. Finally, the eternal teenager can grow up and experience all the earthly joys of life. Sprite is thrilled to have the chance to embrace adulthood and explore the wonders of the world beyond her eternal existence. Phastos manages to fix the broken spaceship. Now Makkari, Druig, and Thanos head into space to find other Eternals and tell them the truth. Cersei and Kingo see off Sprite to boarding school. Now the teenage girl will be happy. Afterwards, Cersei meets with her boyfriend, Dan. He confesses his love for her and expresses his desire to be with her. Cersei reciprocates his feelings. As they share a tender moment, Dan starts to reveal a secret about his family. However, suddenly, the skies open up, and Arishem takes Cersei, Kingo, and Phastos away from the planet. Now Arishem wants to study the memories of the Eternals and decide if humans are worthy of life. Later, he will pass judgment. As their spaceship continues its quest to find other superheroes on different planets, Eros unexpectedly appears, offering his aid in rescuing their friends. And with that, this story ends here. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like our channel and subscribe if you enjoy content like this. Also, let us know what movie you would love us to recap for you.